Glero, aka Beretta. Harlistas is the form of life. I mean, other people ride bikes that, crotch rockets and stuff like that, but they can't get anywhere. When you're on a Harley, you're one with God. You're allowed to see the skies, you're allowed to see the neighborhoods that you're going through. The life is very different than everybody else's. As a Harlista, we help the community more than anybody else does. I mean, you have law enforcement and everybody else, but when they ask for help and for charity events, Harlistas are always the first ones out there. In this form of life, it takes a real strong person to get on a bike, a Harley. I have a 2007 Harley Street Glide. My first bike was also a Sportster. I also ride many other bikes that I was entitled to when I was back up north in the Bronx. It's fun. You ride in the winter, you ride in the snow sometimes in New York. In Florida, you ride all the time. The best thing about being a Harlista is performing. Performing the life when people see you coming by and they go, wow, they hear the pipes, they hear the rumble. They wonder if there's a storm coming up in Florida. It's not a storm. It's a Harley bike coming around strong very hard. In life, you got to try and change people's lives. If you don't change people's lives, the bottom line is they won't continue. Being a Harlista shows and proves that the life of a Harlista is none but number one in the world. In life, you pick what you want to do. You have challenges in life. In rain, and snow, and in sleet. Thank God in Florida we don't have snow. In life, you got to continue to do what you want is your passion. The passion as a Harlista is one of none. Anything else that you need to know, more or less, you give back to the community. I'm a bondsman here in Orlando, so I do both in one way. I help people get out, and then I help people with a lot of charity runs.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do for a living? You said a bondsman. Tell me a little bit about that, and also maybe a little bit of what your history with bikers and Harlistas.
My history with bikers, well, I was raised in New York City in the Bronx where there was a lot of street gangs, a lot of 1%er gangs. I used to hang out with a lot of them. You get to learn about the bikes, get to learn how to fix them. And you look at them, and you look at other bikes and you go, wow, that's what I want to be. I want to own a Harley. I want to fly. I want to be free. And that's what's all about Harlista, being free, being one with nature. Being a bondsman, it's very hard. You got people and families that do things they're not supposed to do, so you got children that you have to help out somewhere along the line. It's more of a community service, just like a Harlista, 1 and 1 equals 2. And in that chase, being a Harlista and my job, you get to give back to the community more than anybody else.
So how about you giving back to the community and stuff? What does, from a family, you talked a little bit about that. Does your family get involved with you too in being a Harlista?
My wife rides with me a lot. Most of all, my daughter, she's 14 years old. She's been on the bike since she was 9. To get her off the bike, it's something else. She hears me getting on the bike and her bike starting and she's ready, dressed up with her chaps on and her colors to get on the bike. For her, it's again one with God because you get to see the birds and you get to see everything else. You don't duck like you're in a car like a bird's going to hit you. You just continue riding. And that's the best thing about being a biker and being a Harlista. Everything else is mostly secondary in life.
A lot of people tinker on their bikes and do stuff. I mean, do you know a good Harley mechanic, or are you a good Harley mechanic? Or
I'm not a good Harley mechanic, but I can fix my own bike when it comes to it. I put all the chrome on my bike, added accessories to my bike. I have a lot of brothers that are in my chapter that are motorcycle artists, and when I say artists, they design their own bikes. Every day somebody's changing out something on their bike, whether it's handlebars or adding more chrome to it. It's a great thing.
So let's talk about the ride of your life. Let's say there's no money's not an issue, nothing's an issue. You don't have to worry about vacation. Pick whatever bike you want, who you want to ride with. Where would you go?
I will ride with my family in a very, very comfortable ultra glide that can take me where I want to go. I would like to tour the world. I mean, there's nothing better than to go to one state, pull over, pack up a tent, and hang out and be in nature with one. I mean, that's the best thing you can do in the world, to ride and go traveling. Traveling is a good thing to see the world. I mean, where everybody talks about the world as a veteran, people see the bad things about the United States. But if you're on a bike or Harlista, you stop by and see the country. The country's the best thing. This is America. America stands second to no one. So that is the best thing about a Harley when you can travel around the world.
So, Harlista is a word that a lot of people use. Sometimes put a patch, sometimes do things. What does being a Harlista mean to you?
Being a Harlista to me is riding with a brotherhood. Knowing that if you get stuck somewhere, there's another Harlista that's going to pull over and ask you if you're okay, if you need any help. Most people don't do that. Harlistas do. It's a life that you live. It's a breed. You're just not born into a Harlista. You're made a Harlista by riding. And a brother that you have, even if you don't know that brother that's pulled over to help you, you know he's there to help you.
So someone that you would look up to, someone who inspires you as for being a Harlista or just in life in general, who would that be and why?
Who would that be? Well, I'm not going to mention names, but growing up, my godfather was in a couple of different shows, and he always rode a bike, a Harley, and he was the first one to put me on a Harley. And I remember it was a street glide, and really, I dumped his bike. I dumped it into a pavement of snow in the Bronx. He didn't whip me, so I was glad for that. But that's the nature of the life. It's the first person that puts you on that bike and says, ride it, learn, be a man, up, and do what you got to do, and continue giving back.
Any last words? Any last thoughts?
Last words and last thoughts. The last thing you don't want to do is ride a different bike. A Harley is a life-changing experience. You get to see everything, you get to relax. And wow, isn't it the best thing in the world when everybody looks around and looks at your pipes and hears you coming, say, wow, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
All right, thank you.
I guess.